Why were children left alone with 8 pit bulls? We are taking your calls out to Michael Christian, reporter and investigative producer. Michael, what happened?
Oh, Nancy, this is just the kind of story that just absolutely breaks your heart. What we know here is that this took place on Monday of this week in Colton, California. That's about 60 miles straight east of Los Angeles. And a 2-year-old boy, Samuel Eli Zamudio, 2 years old, was playing video games in a back bedroom or a back room with his 7-year-old brother when we believe he leaned out the window or looked out the window to look at some of the family's dogs. Now, they had somewhere between 5, 7, maybe up to 10 pit bulls and pit bull mixes. The theory at this point is that Samuel either leaned out the window and one of the dogs grabbed him, or that he fell out the window, but it is believed that those dogs literally mauled, almost ate this boy. He was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead. Very grave wounds on his upper torso and
I just don't understand why children are left alone with 8 vicious dogs. Out to Jason Flatt, founder of Friends to the Forlorn Pit Bull Rescue, Inc. All right, Jason, I'd like to hear your take on this story.
Oh, from the details that I just heard and from the articles that I've read on it, I mean, like you said, the question is, why was this young child left alone with these dogs? Children shouldn't be left alone with any breed of dog. You should never leave a child that young unsupervised.
Jason, I never hear of a Chihuahua or a Jack Russell Terrier or a Golden Lab or a Golden Doodle. I never hear of them eating people. But I hear of pit bulls eating people and pit bull mixes eating people all the time. Why?
It sells. It sells.
What?
And it sells. It's.
What do you mean it sells what?
It's a news story. Pit bulls are in the news all the time. I mean,
because they eat
look at the
people.
dog bites. Nancy, they don't eat people by nature. I mean, you can't judge the breed based on.
Well, why don't I ever hear about a Chihuahua or a Jack Russell?
I've known Chihuahuas that put people in the
people?
hospital. I know a woman that rescues Chihuahuas, and she got bit by one, ended up in the hospital with a bone infection. I mean, it happens. All dogs.
Infection.
A bone infection.
Did she die?
No, she didn't die.
How about a golden retriever, or a Labrador retriever, a golden doodle, a poodle mix? Never.
You have to
hear
look
of
at
pit bulls and Dobermans eating people.
You also, you have to understand that there's a lot of dogs that are misclassified as pit bulls. Pit bull is not a breed of dog; it's a classification. So anything that has a big head, anything that has a muscular chest gets thrown in as a pit bull. Pit bull mixes. We don't know the background of these dogs. It sounds like they were not socialized. Were the dogs old? There's a lot of questions.
Okay, you know what? You seem like a nice man, Mr. Flatt, the founder of Friends to the Forlorn Pit Bull Rescue, Inc. But I think they're devil dogs.